The time I have left is so much shorter than the time I've lived. And you know what? I am not gonna put so much effort that I put in the past for the same thing that I put in the past, because I don't have that much time to even enjoy it for the future. So if I spent 8 to 10 hours a day making money in the past, I had 40 years to enjoy it, or 20 years. Now I don't. So I don't want to put the same investment for that short of a time. It doesn't make sense to me at all. When I meditate on that, my attachments become less. Much, much less. Every time I look in the mirror, the meditation is very strong. So what happens is, why do I want to put the same amount of time that I've been putting in things I've been putting in the past and enjoying that, when I don't have the same amount of time in the future to enjoy what I've enjoyed in the past, but I want to put the same time in? Not logical. Meditate on that. Think about that. I don't have time to run from one lama to another lama anymore. That's why I don't take new gurus. I respect so many and I make offerings. I don't have time anymore. I need to practice what I've been given. I'm not going to worry about money anymore. Because the money I have left, or whatever I get in the future, I'll make it enough. Because why? I don't want to focus energy on making money. I've never, but I'm not going to do it anyway. I'm not going to focus on making money. Why? Because I don't even have that much time to enjoy it. So why put the same amount of time into something you can't enjoy the same amount? Doesn't make sense. Don't you know that in the Chinese tradition or in the Asian tradition, a lot of people when they're older, they go become monks and nuns? That's why they become monks and nuns. Not because they're a loser, not because they failed in business, not because their children left them, because they realize that they have very little time left. And do they want to spend the rest of their lives still chasing what they've been chasing, and they can't even enjoy anymore? Why create the causes for you to get things that you can't enjoy anymore, or you don't have much time to enjoy? That's another meditation that I personally do. Really, that cuts my attachment away. So now, for me, I can live anywhere. I'm not attached anymore. That's the truth of the matter. And let me tell you why. I have found a bigger attachment, which is bringing Dharma to others. And that if I can be healthy and all right wherever I am, and I can bring Dharma to others, and I can dedicate the merit to the people who've been kind to me, I'm kind of happy. Image-wise, it may not be very good for me, but I'm talking about the inside, how I feel inside. Image-wise, it may not be very good. There's like, oh, your lama's like that, living in a hot tub. But he's a forest lama. My foot, he doesn't have money. Oops. No, I mean, it may not be very good image-wise for me, but what image-wise? Oh, you do Dharma practice still like that, huh? Because a lot of superficial people say like that. Oh, you do protector practice, you do setrap, you do taran like that, you're still poor, you're still like that. Why should I do it? You can't even solve your own problems. People think like that. So for superficial outer appearances, it may damage the growth of Dharma. It may damage the growth of Dharma. Because you're in a materialistic world, and we're not exactly living in a country that, is backward, is very advanced here. Very advanced. So therefore people have that kind of view. So where you live is how you need to project for the Dharma to grow. If in India, no problem. You live out in there are lamas who live out they go meditate in the cemeteries there. They live there, nobody looks down at them. They go, wow. Imagine you find out Temrinchi hangs out in the cemetery. They say, oh dear, why? Why does he hang out in the cemetery? Here, it's a whole new concept. In fact, people might not want to go near me because things might have followed me. But over there, in India, in the Tibetan communities, if you say you meditate in a cemetery, they fold their hands and say, wow, you're really doing practices that counter your ego, fear. Different culture, so you can't. Here the cemetery is what? Here is hanging out in the middle of Bukit Bintang and generating a good thought. For me, hanging out in a disco, hanging out in a Bukit Bintang, hanging out in LV, walking by LV and having a good thought, I don't want it. Yeah. Here, hang out in the middle of Bukit Bintang and looking at all these beautiful Malaysians walk back and forth and have this and have that and this and do and that, blah, 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 blah. It's a very big challenge for me. I think, how's my mind move? Do I want to do Dharma? Do I go back and do my sadhana? Or am I phased? So here the cemetery for me is what? Is not the cemetery. Here the cemetery is being around beautiful people, being around wealthy people, being around people who have a lot of things, being around people who are privileged, and see if my mind becomes attached. That's my cemetery. And if it does, if I leave, Bukit Bintang or KLCC, or if I leave Star Hill, and I go back home, and I don't want to practice, I feel depressed because I don't have as much as others and what's going on with my practice, or I go to my Lama, can I have a divination? I just came back from KLCC and I can't buy everything I want to buy, so how do I get a practice that can make me buy things? Then I know my practice is wrong. If I go to someone's beautiful house and I desire it and I want it, and I grasp at it, I know my practice is not there. So today's cemetery in a country such as Malaysia, where it's advanced and people are doing very well, that's how you test your mind. In India, there's nothing much. No disrespect intended. I love it. So you go to a cemetery. But the same thing is how your mind perceives and how it reacts. Afterwards, you stop doing or you keep doing. So these days, when I go to Bukit Bintang, I go to Star Hill, I go here, go there, I check my mind. Do I still make offerings of food, or am I worried about people around me? Am I worried about the way I dress? Yes. Or not so much anymore? Yes. When I go into Star Hill, when I go here and there, do I still want money to buy these things? Yes. But if I don't have it, do I suffer? No. I check myself, and I know I've improved. And these days, when I stay at my house all day and I don't go here and there, do I get depressed? No. In fact, I think there's nothing much out there. And also, these days, when I look at my bank account and I say, I don't have much, and I was thinking, hey, I can do a lot of things to make money for myself. If I tell people I want to make money for myself, to take care of my family, take care of this, take care of myself, buy this, take care of my dog, no one's going to say no. If they say no, I'll say, what about you? Nobody's going to say no. But I think to myself, no, it's okay, because I don't have much time left. Even if I have another 100 years left, to think I don't have enough time left to think in that way is better than think that I have a lot of time left, because then your mind goes another direction. That's why the first subject in Lam Rim is impermanence and death. So for me, when I'm doing Dharma work and I'm committed to Dharma work, am I really committed? Because if money is still pulling at me, reputation is still pulling at me, people's words are still pulling at me, people's opinions still pulling at me, and also laziness is pulling at me, also not having alertness is pulling at me, all this is still pulling at me, and each time it pulls at me, it pulls me away from Dharma work, or makes me not want to do it, or I lessen my effort toward Dharma work. What does it mean? The Dharma has not gone in. They say, what's the big deal? The Dharma hasn't gone in. Very simple. You'll create the causes for you to suffer even more, even if you have, inverted commas, good things coming. Think about it. Your results resemble the cause. The cause resembles the result. I am not sharing anything here with you that I do not meditate on. I am not sharing anything with you that I do not do almost a daily meditation on. And I think about this over and over and over again. Again. You know how I test myself? This is how I test myself. I take something away that I have, then I see how my mind reacts. I really do that. Okay, take my car away. I go, oh, how? I have to move. How? Someone said something nasty about me. And if I am who I am, even thinking about me in a negative way will benefit them and plant seeds of Dharma in their mind. No problem. If I am who I am, then even thinking negative things about me in their mind will plant seeds of Dharma in their mind. No problem. I check. If someone stains my reputation, how? Someone takes things away from me, how? If I lose something, how? I check my mind and my mind says, I still suffer. But one good news is less and I recover faster. And the other good news is this, let me tell you the really good news, and I really mean it. It doesn't make me want to not continue doing Dharma work. I don't lose strength in Dharma work anymore. I don't ever want to give up serving Ganden. I don't want to ever give up serving my Guru. I don't want to ever go away from the Dharma. I don't want to ever go back to what I was doing before the Dharma. Ever. I don't want to ever. And I saw my whole attitude change. And I mean that. I really mean it. I swear. But that's honor. Oh, Dharma wheel. Honor. And I know I've improved. So if you say to me, if you take something away from me, do I still suffer? Yes. Even I ask myself, if my sponsor gets taken away, do I suffer? Oh yes, I'm worried. I'm concerned. But when I check deeper about what? Oh, my Dharma work cannot improve. Well, that's not too bad, huh? Then the benefit I can bring many people, I got to work harder, it's going to take more time. I don't have much time left. That's the fears coming in my mind. If my sponsor goes away or I lose my sponsor, that's the fear coming in my mind. It's not about, oh, I'm not going to get cars and all that stuff. I do have those fears, but it's not very big. It's very teeny. Very, very teeny. The real fear is, I don't have much time left and I'm going to have to work much harder to bring benefit to others. Oh. And I just think about it and I go, But that's not bad. But the fear is there. The suffering is still there because I'm not a Buddha. I may have had 2, 3 lifetimes as Rinpoches or 15 lifetimes or 17. It doesn't really matter. I'm still not a Buddha. I'm still not a Buddha. I'm not a demon either. So, and I check every day with my meditation. And it is meditation. Why is it meditation? Why do I classify as meditation? Because I look inside and I check inside. And I push inside. That's why I classify as meditation. Analytical. If someone takes this away, if someone takes that away, how will I react? Will I react in a way that will bring more benefit to myself and others long term? Or will I react in a way that brings this benefit to myself and others long term, but short term it may look good? You check. This is not anybody can check, really. Is you have to check yourself. Why do you need to check? Then once you check that, you go back to the law of cause and effect. 1, 2. How much it still makes you suffer. How much it makes you suffer is how you defend it. When someone threatens that you're going to lose it. You're wrong. How you defend, how you get angry, how you fight back, and how you justify or how you cover is how attached you are to it. And so why do you check that? To know how much you will suffer. Because how intense your attachment to it is how intense that karma will be. How intense that karma will be when it opens up is how much you will suffer. And then when things go wrong, or things go too right, I don't know, either way. Meet a new girlfriend, meet a new boyfriend. I don't have time for Dharma anymore. I mean, when things go right, inverted commas, do we go away from the Dharma? If we do, remember the causes always resemble the result. So whatever we're doing now, don't wish for good things. Don't send good energy out if what you're doing is not really good. No point to send good energy out. Why? You can't be killing someone saying, I send love to you, I send love to you. Love, 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 compassion. May you become a Buddha, and you slice their head off. Hello? You can't catch a pig in a forest and, say, oh, I want to be a vegetarian, slice his head off and chop him up and take his heart and eat it. You've seen it on Discovery with the Amazons. Hello? So how could you be grasping at wealth, grasping at position, and grasping at being right, yet you pray for enlightenment, humility, wisdom, humbleness, and forgiveness? How? How can you not be open with your Lama, or not speak from your heart, or try to look good in front of your Lama, and always try to deceive your Lama all the time? And then when you do practices, it's dependent on Guru devotion. How can it when the Lama gives you an assignment for the Dharma, and you find all kinds of reasons not to do it, but then when you get in trouble, which you inevitably will in samsara, always, there's no way to escape it. It's a nature. Then you want to do black tea and you want effect. Cannot be. Cannot be. Don't look at yourselves right now and how good everything is. I'm so sorry. It won't last. For you, for me. Don't look at yourself now. Fast forward. Fast forward for the people around you, for them, and what you're doing for them actually. Fast forward for yourself. Don't look at yourself right now. Fast forward. And that's what I do. So how much time I have left is much less than how much time I've lived. And all the time that I've spent in the past for getting what I want to live, I'm not going to spend that much time anymore now and in the future, because I don't have that much time to enjoy it anymore. And when we think like that, on a gross superficial level, external, we will be able to cut our attachments. And when we cut our attachments on a gross, superficial level, we can go onto a subtle, deeper level in time. Why? If you have a maniac, if you put him away in an institution for a while, he can't kill anymore. So temporarily, that killing instinct will start to go away or become dormant, and eventually, hopefully, in a different life, become purified. But if you leave him on the streets with a lot of victims around, he can manifest that. Similarly, the very thing that we're afraid of, we should give up. The very thing we're attached to, we should give up. Why? Like a maniac who has a lot of victims on the street. Think about that. So what we need to do is, now we need to reach the next level of our Dharma practice for many of us in this room. What's the next level? Meditative practices, contemplative practice, such as meditation. And the meditation, I'm giving you the contents right now to meditate on. Don't act like what you've acted before to get what you wanted. If you're used to throwing tantrums in the past to get what you want, it might have worked in the past, but it won't work in the future anymore. People are used to your tantrums, and people won't look at you anymore. Number one. Number two, you have so much less time, try another way. Number three, whatever you've had in the past did not bring you any benefit now, because when you don't have it, you suffer. So when you don't have what you had and you're suffering, it's a sign that what you had is the problem, is not having it. Not having it is not the problem. It's you've had it, and therefore that's the problem. You think about it. And at the same time, how much time you have to enjoy, that's a realistic fact for most of us. Don't think, hey, look, I don't need collagen and my hair is still thick. You could be run over by a car. You can have a car accident. And the last thing is, if we don't have that much time left, this is the subject of your meditations and contemplations. If you don't have that much time left, why would you want to spend the same amount of time getting what you got in the past, which you had more time to enjoy, which you don't have in the future? Isn't it enough? Isn't it enough? Have to think about that.